These are the true stories of three mysterious figures from Native American history, people who saw the future. Some predicted earthquakes months before they struck. Some dreamed of pale-skinned strangers arriving from across the ocean. Others foresaw the coming of iron serpents, trains, cutting through native lands. These are not legends. These accounts are preserved in tribal records and passed down for generations. Many call it coincidence, but to their people it was proof of a spiritual gift. Watch until the end, and it might just change the way you see history. 1. Tecumseh, the leader who saw the future. Long version. Tecumseh, meaning the shooting star, was the great chief of the Shawnee. From a young age, he had vivid dreams that elders believed were signs from the Great Spirit. One day as a child, he told his mother, "One day strangers with skin like snow and clothes of metal will come. They will take our lands." In 1806, Tecumseh warned his people, "Soon the earth will shake. This is the sign from the spirits. After this, the strangers will come in greater numbers." In 1811, just as he predicted, the New Madrid earthquakes, the most powerful in U.S. history, struck. The Mississippi River flowed backward. Forests fell and the ground shook for months. Tecumseh not only predicted the quake, he foretold the coming of the colonizers. "The pale ones will swarm like spring locusts. They will press us down, take our land, our language, our songs." Before his final battle in 1813, he told his warriors, "I will not fall today, but when the sun sets and the sky turns blood red, I will go." That evening, under a crimson sunset, a bullet struck his forehead. He died exactly as he had foreseen. 2. White Eagle Mother, the vision of the ships, short. A wise Lakota woman dreamed of great white sails on the horizon, carrying pale-skinned men with thunder weapons in their hands. She warned her village, "From the water's edge will come disaster. They will rise from the sea itself." Years later, European colonizers arrived in ships exactly as she had seen. First Mother of Tears, the iron serpent, short. A young Choctaw girl had visions of a giant serpent made of iron, racing across the endless plains. On its back sat pale men, and along its path native villages stood empty. She didn't know it then, but she had foreseen the railroad, a creation that would tear apart native lands and scatter her people forever. 1. Tatanka Iotanka, Sitting Bull, the warrior who spoke with spirits. The great chief of the Sioux, Tatanka Iotanka, was known from childhood for his vivid and prophetic dreams. In one vision, he saw his people fighting strangers in iron clothes who spat fire from their weapons. He interpreted it, "They will drive us from our land and impose their laws, but in one battle we will destroy their strongest army." This prophecy came true in 1876 at the Battle of the Little Bighorn, where Sitting Bull led the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho to a decisive victory over General Custer's troops. But the victory enraged the colonizers. On a cold morning in 1890, U.S. soldiers entered his camp to arrest him. A struggle broke out, and Sitting Bull was shot dead in front of his home. When they dragged his body away, witnesses said his eyes were still open. 2. Crazy Horse, the vision that guided his life. Crazy Horse, one of the most legendary leaders of the Lakota, had a vision as a young man. He saw himself in battle, wearing no ornaments, no feathers, only dust on his skin. Arrows and bullets could not touch him. A voice told him, "You will never fight for glory, only for your people." He lived by that message for the rest of his life. At the Battle of the Little Bighorn, Crazy Horse led a charge that crushed Custer's cavalry. But in 1877, surrounded and with no choice, he surrendered to the U.S. Army. When they tried to imprison him, a soldier drove a bayonet into his side. Crazy Horse died later that night from his wounds.